I'll move on to the next question. My sponsor isn't that passionate and it's dragging me down as well. What should I do? Let's ask Kim-성일 Master about this. I think this is a question for Mongsang, but I guess he's talked a lot tonight, so that's why I'm answering this. COS has talked about this a lot. It's that you are all the first contractors for everything. And he said a lot, and they all correlate. You cannot be leaning on other people for your success. No one else could make you successful. Because if they become successful, they're gonna make people who are close to them become successful. You get scammed most of the time because you lean on to other people too much. Your life, your family's life. Your sponsor doesn't take care of those lives. You have to become that sponsor. Becoming a sponsor might be easier, to be honest. What's hard in doing Atomy work? See, Mongsang gave us the easy works after doing all the hard work. These are things you can't even tell other people to do. And this system is a system where anyone can succeed. But you guys are all saying that you can't succeed. Even if you meet a great sponsor, if you don't change, you can't succeed. I really think my sister is great. I mean, she was bragging about how she did the 2 lines herself, and she was bragging about it, but you know, that's actually the norm. You're supposed to make your lines alone. I want to cut him off for a second. My brother didn't really recruit anyone, and I'm sure there's sponsors ahead of me, but because I had a sister, I had a brother, they didn't really look after me. So I didn't even know I really needed a sponsor. And then I saw people bringing their sponsors, eating with them and having meetings with them, and I didn't have that at all. So I started to feel sad about myself, why I had to apply for this, and I started bothering him and annoying him about that. But he doesn't really answer much. He doesn't say much. So he kept quiet for a while, and during the Seong Mountain Success Academy, I was asking him why he had to make me apply to this. I was frustrated at him, and he brought me to the parking lot area, and he said, "Sister, if you're gonna do business with that mindset, you should just stop coming to the seminar. Those thoughts that you have, I don't want that type of negative mindset is gonna move on to your partners. So stop your business now. You're not even a leader. You don't even have the worthiness to become a sponsor. If you want anything from a sponsor, you have to be the one to start that. You have to give that to your partners. If you're doing the sponsor business, you should want stuff from sponsors, but you want your success. You're not wanting to make your sponsor better. So if you're thinking like that, if that's your mindset, you should stop." And that moment I was so embarrassed, and that's when I made up my mind. Yeah, this is my work. This is my business. I'm gonna set everything myself. I'm gonna be my partner's sponsors, and I'm gonna let them live the life that I've wanted. And that I was gonna be better than my sponsor. I have a small heart, don't judge me. CEO has talked about that all the partners we should say that, "Oh, sponsor, I'll make you successful," and partners, "I'll make you successful as well." And I think that was kind of related to what she was saying. Up until now, I thought the sister was smarter, but Kim-성일, you do have some smart areas about you. You said the right thing. You're not working for your sponsor's success. Then you should want something from your sponsor, but you're wanting to succeed for your own goods. So you can't be asking other people. I think that's a great thing that you said. This is your business. If you learn business from a wrong field, you think that one of your lines should be done by a sponsor. And some people think about that and talk about that. And I've never seen anyone succeed with that mindset. People who taught that type of system all disappeared into the history. What kind of MLM company, what kind of pyramid scheme company survived? None. So that's a failed system. So even from the start, having a sponsor helping you with the line, I thought this was not the right way to go. I didn't want you to be following that type of mindset. If you have one line that's from the sponsor, if the sponsor helps you with that whole line, and if they say, "Oh, you just care of one line," and that's how they get you hooked, and the partner in turn only works on the other line that the sponsor didn't make, and then this B line, when this works out, this sponsor looks at this, sees this B line as a better line, and they start lining up towards that side, and that's when the fights happen. So caring for just one of the line, and that sponsor is gonna take care of the other line, that brings out conflict. So until now, if you still remember that from other companies, these are all failed strategy. I'm telling you to not do this for Atomy. Atomy is only successful because we don't do that. That company is gone into the history. Some are alive, but they're not. They're wilting away. What other companies in Korea are doing well? None. So having this type of method fails. So you have to care for both of your lines. You can't be having one line. If another company says, oh, you just need one line, and if you go to that type of MLM company or into a company that has like 12 lines, people move on to companies that have 2 lines, and they bring this and they say that, oh, our company, we just need one line. And those people who had 2 lines, they moved towards that. And these companies all disappeared because people fought within each other. So your left leg and your right leg, you need to care for both of them. If your sponsor helps you, that's great. But if they don't, you didn't lose anything. And some lines, sponsors are the ones who makes it complicated. They tell you to achieve this much for their good. And there's some lines that are like that. And they're not doing it the right way. They're trying to succeed using you. They're not trying to help the others, but they're saying, oh, I'll help you with half. You do the other half. And they're trying to make you to focus on one line. And to do this in like some sort of low method, this is the wrong way and it doesn't work out. So all the companies that worked that way, they are all gone. To invest in the technology, I tell them not to do so. It's about people who really know investment. They say that you should be working together in that. Maybe making short-term money. Maybe some make that happen, but people who really know what they're doing, they don't like to graph everything and do the short-term investments. I've read about 23 books about stocks, and the conclusion I came up with was that I'm not going to be doing stocks. So when you're doing this network marketing, and if you want to promote, and when you talk about those, you should challenge yourself to get promoted. But what you should be focusing on is helping your partner get what their lines filled up to. If you just care about how much money you had in your bank account, and if you're trying to make that the focus, that's like stealing money, and you're really not getting much out of it. So what's better, having a sponsor or not? It's better to not have a sponsor, but like don't get rid of them. Obviously, don't like tell them that you're gonna be moving lines. You should be polite, telling, I'm sorry that you're working so hard, but that I can't be helping. But then in your mind, you could be like, oh, I'm gonna be doing it myself. You should tell them that, oh, you do your best, and don't care about my line. I'll be focusing on mine. I'll do mine on my own. So you just focus on the other lines, and I'll be helpful to you. You have to think differently and say something else. You have to have 2 completely different thoughts. You shouldn't be showing everything you're thinking about. I am pretty honest. I can't really say empty promises. When you live near people like this, it's really hard. I mean, obviously you know me. I can't be saying empty promises. I only say the right things, and I'm very straightforward, and I'm very blunt, and it makes your life hard.
Let me give you an example. You are in an elevator. There is a baby, and he looks really ugly. I wonder why he looks like that. Can you do that? No, you can never say something like that. It means you have bad character. You should be looking for some pretty points of the baby, considering the baby's mom. Oh, the baby's eyes are really bright. So all babies have bright eyes, right? Whether they're handsome or ugly. So, oh, his eyes are like treasures. So pretty. Maybe you can say that to the baby, right? So when you do sales, it's like providing service. So this is what a servant does. Serving others. You should be serving others to make money. Isn't it really great and amazing? You are working as a servant, but you make more money than the people that you serve for. So service is what a servant provides. So you should be having an attitude of a servant. So if you think like, oh, I can never be a servant, then you will just have empty pockets, no money in your wallet. I cannot serve any other person than me, and you should be asking others to buy the product. So I'm trying to do this business, and sometimes you should be begging other people. But if you are like, I can never say that, those people don't really have friends. So do you want to be a servant or not? You should be a servant, serving others. You should be humble. So what's the difference between taking on the challenge and betting? So betting is if you only think about having money in your pocket, that's betting. What about taking on the challenge to make your partners earn money constantly so that your partners can become independent at the end and work on their business on their own, making your partners independent but without you. So you need to make all these independent partners. How can you do that? If they can make money on their own, they can become independent from you.